Welcome back to Reflections with Emrys. Let's take a moment to see what each symbol has to offer today. Today's symbols are the frog, the rune, Berkana, and the Gort, also known as the ivy. The frog is a symbol of renewal, emotional cleansing, and the leap into a new phase. At its core, the frog belongs to water and land, moving between worlds with natural ease. It symbolizes transformation that happens gradually, then suddenly, like a quiet change that becomes undeniable. The frog also carries the energy of cleansing, releasing what has built up so your system can feel clear again. It teaches adaptability, the ability to shift environments without losing your center. And it reminds you that growth often begins in soft places, not in perfectly controlled ones. In life, the frog may show up when you are shedding an old identity, habit, or emotional weight that has been lingering. It can appear when you feel ready to move, but you need to trust the timing of your leap. You might be navigating transitions that ask you to be flexible, to improvise, or to accept that you are learning as you go. It often arrives when your emotions want motion, like tears, laughter, honest conversations, or creative flow. And it can signal that a fresh start is closer than it looks, even if you are still mid-change. Its reflection is this: let your feelings move through you instead of hardening into a story. You do not need to be fully ready to begin, only willing to shift. Trust the small signs of readiness, the ones you feel in your body before you can explain them. One clean leap can change the whole landscape. Berkana is a rune of nurturing, growth, and the sacred shelter that helps life unfold. At its core, Berkana is the energy of the mothering force, not only in parenting, but in all forms of care that protect what is becoming. It symbolizes fertility of spirit, the slow, steady unfolding of something living, tender, and real. This rune carries warmth, healing, and restoration, especially after strain or depletion. It teaches that growth is not rushed. It is supported, watered, and given time. And it reminds you that softness is not weakness. It is a strategy for life. In life, Berkana may show up when you are building something that needs consistency more than intensity. A relationship, a practice, a home within yourself. It can appear when your body or heart is asking for gentler treatment, better rhythms, more true rest. You may feel drawn to create structure that supports growth, routines, boundaries, nourishment, and honest patience. It often arrives when you are recovering, rebuilding, or preparing for a new chapter, and it can signal that what you are tending now will become your future stability. Its reflection is this: ask yourself what you truly need to thrive, not just to function. Let care be practical, not performative. Choose one small act of nourishment and repeat it until it becomes trust. The life you want grows best in a steady, protected space. Gort, the ivy, is a symbol of persistence, connection, and the strength of what clings with purpose. At its core, ivy teaches devoted growth, the way it reaches, attaches, and rises by finding what can support it. It symbolizes endurance, the kind that does not rely on force, but on steady commitment. Ivy also carries the energy of bonds, the threads of relationship, loyalty, community, and the places where lives intertwine. It reminds you that support is not always vertical. Sometimes it is the network you lean on. And it teaches discernment too, because what you cling to matters as much as your ability to keep going. In life, ivy may show up when you are learning what real support looks like and where you are allowed to ask for it. It can appear when you are building long-term connection, friendships deepening, collaborations strengthening, love becoming more rooted. You might be called to repair a bond, to recommit to a path, or to stop quitting on yourself when things get slow. Ivy often arrives when persistence is required, not dramatic effort, but daily return. And it can also ask you to notice where attachment has become unhealthy, so you can choose a better structure to grow on. Its reflection is this: let your devotion be wisely placed. Keep growing, but do not cling to what cannot hold you. Seek support that strengthens you, not support that traps you. The right bonds help you rise while still letting you breathe. When we look at these three symbols together, a clear theme begins to form. The frog brings renewal and emotional movement. Berkana brings nurturing growth. Gort brings persistence and supportive connection. Together, they suggest that you are entering a new season of growth that will be sustained by care, community, and the courage to keep moving through change. The frog clears the emotional waters, helping you release what has become heavy or stale so you can step forward lighter. Berkana asks you to treat what is emerging with tenderness and patience, to build a container where new life can take root. Gort then reinforces the message that you do not have to grow alone, and that steady connection can become your strength. The frog encourages you to let change flow. Berkana invites you to nurture what is becoming. Gort reminds you to stay with it and lean into true support. The mood here is hopeful, steady, and quietly resilient. It feels like spring work, clearing the ground, watering the soil, and trusting the green to arrive. There is a lesson about sustainable transformation, the kind that lasts because it is cared for, not forced. This combination suggests that your growth is real, but it requires both softness and commitment, both renewal and devotion. And it teaches that the best leaps are the ones you can keep living after, supported by routines, relationships, and your own steady return. Today's reflection is this: let your emotions clear, nurture what is new, and choose support that helps you keep growing. Thank you for joining me. I'll meet you in the next reflection.